in your mouth, you're gonna put it on your face, you're gonna put it on his dick, he's gonna put it inside of you. We all know I'm a fan of letting it hang out. Then reinserting that bitch. That bitch burns a lot and we don't need that. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I feel like I'm trying to be consistent and then my weeks just end up being just stupidly busy, etc, etc. So I end up not filming as often as I like and not editing as often as I like. And every time I come back here, I tell you guys like I'm gonna try and be consistent queen, and it's been a week. But we are back with Girl Talk. I feel like I've had a few vlogs in between and chats and other fashion hauls and stuff. So Girl Talks are where it's at. We all know that I love them. My heart is in them. I just love learning new things, but I love talking about new things and telling you guys about new things. So today's talk is on sex hygiene, after sex hygiene. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and I know I've touched on it in different videos where I've spoken about what to do before, what to do during, etc. Like maybe answered a question here or there about sex and period sex and stuff like that. But I don't think I've ever done a dedicated video intentionally just talking about what to do after you've had sex, especially as a woman. Quick edit in. I know my guys are watching. I know obviously there's more female following than men, but I do want to make a video for men. So please comment below any of my guys, any ideas or videos that you'd like to hear that are Girl Talk videos, but with a lot of advice that men can use too. That would really help me out. Try to boost up the male audience a little bit, just get you guys some information in there too. But yeah, so we are going to be talking about sex and hygiene. I feel like certain things to do with sex are obvious, but some of them are not so. Oh, just hit that. Certain things are not so obvious. So my number one thing of after sex, especially as a female, but men too, is to wash up, wash yourself. And what I mean by that is don't just have the moment and you're relaxing, you're chilling, you jump out of bed and you're like, I need to have a shower, I need to wash, and you're spreading your cheeks over the bath. Enjoy your moment, chill, relax, lavish it up. You know, you don't need to be leg cock up over bath and you're in the shower and you're scrubbing the insides of your vagina, and you don't need to be doing all of that. What I mean is that after you've taken a moment to relish in the energy that is your sexual experience, maybe even get just like a wet cloth, or if you want to shower, that's fine, but get a wet cloth and wipe around the areas. For women, the reason it's so important is because I think people think that you can only get urine infections or UTIs from actual intercourse, but actually if there's enough bacteria around your flaps or around your vagina opening or the walls or anything like that, you can get UTIs from that. And the last thing you need is like extra bacteria growing and then urine infection, because that shit burns. That bitch burns a lot and we don't need that. So it's good to wipe around it, and for men as well, it's good to wipe around your genitals. The last thing you need is the same thing. For men, if you have foreskin, pull it back, wash underneath. You should know what the fuck to do, and you should know how to clean your penis if you've got foreskin. If you don't, give it like a nice gentle wash, but one of the first things you should do is just clean up the area a little bit. Whatever you do, do not start shoving things inside. Don't start putting soaps inside your vagina to clean it out, or using your fingers with water to clean it out. Like, let the inside of your vagina clean itself. Let it produce its discharge. Let it secrete all the juices. Let it do what it needs to do to clean itself. You don't need to be doing too much inside. All you're gonna do is cause yourself to get more infections. Again, not trying to be out here infected and shit, no. So just bear in mind that having a scent or a smell after you've had sex, normal. You've mixed bodily fluids, there's sweat, there's different scents from both of you coming. Like there's loads of things going on. If you've used a condom, you're going to smell the latex and the lubricant that's on it and all sorts. So remember that the smell is okay. Obviously keep an eye on it as the days go by. If it does progressively get worse, might need a GP, but generically speaking, just bear that in mind. So don't panic after sex and think, oh my god, this stinks, what am I going to do? Typically it's quite normal. You need to piss. Empty your bladder. The reason, so rewind. Fun fact that I learned growing up is, if you, obviously sometimes you can have spontaneous sex, but if you know you're gonna have sex, what I learned, and I actually learned this from my GP, if you know you're gonna have sex and it's like a planned thing, or you know that like when we go to bed it's gonna happen, try to not go to the toilet and pee before, so that any bacteria that you gain that comes off during the condom, or if you're not using a condom and you're just having sex, any bacteria that enters your vagina, when you then urinate after, it will come out in your pee. Does that make sense? This is like just the most simplest way I could explain it. It takes out the bacteria with you as you are weeing, and it prevents things like infections, etc, etc. So again, I'm not saying if you're relaxing and you are enjoying having some good bomb sex to just get up and be like, I need to pee, but try and pee as soon as you can afterwards to just get rid of any bacteria that may be inside of you still. And I shouldn't have to tell you, but I'm gonna say it again, wipe from front to back, please, my babies. Yeah, not back to front, front to back. I've said it multiple times in multiple videos. We wipe from front to back. So make sure when you're pushing out bacteria, you most definitely are doing it right. Drink some water or juice, but typically water, whether it's coconut water, normal water, bottled water, tap water, whatever kind of water you want to drink. Because the more you drink, the more fluid you build up inside of you, and then the more you have to pee, the more you have to pee, the more bacteria you can release. It's like a nice, pretty little cycle. But it's also good to stay hydrated. You've just sweated a lot, you've released all types of body fluids, so it's also good to put them back into you, so you're not like passing out on the bed and just seeing stars and dizzy and shit. Like, it's really important to make sure you stay hydrated. I know some people like to just take a brief moment during sex and drink water. Love you guys, fucks with you. That is the way forward, so that's what we gonna do. But if you don't do that, it's important to make sure you have something to drink after, because ain't nobody trying to pass out here, and the more bacteria you can push out through your vaginal walls, the better. I think I've said this before. In fact, I feel like this was like in my first ever hygiene video. Let your coochie breathe. We're gonna bring it back to the OG. Let it breathe. And what I mean by that is before, during, after. I mean, during, you're not gonna have any clothes on anyway, but try and let your vagina breathe. Wear loose-fitting clothing. If you want to wear pajamas or shorts, try and make sure they're a little bit baggier. And if you want to pick nice sexy underwear and you want to wear a thong and look seductive, try and go for something cotton after you've had sex, because that absorbs all the moisture and stuff like that, and it allows your vagina to breathe way more than if you wear things like silk and satin. Last thing you need is for your vagina to just keep in all that bacteria, and then you're getting an STD potentially, or just a urine infection, and then you're just not going to be too happy. Furthermore, just let it hang out. We all know I'm a fan of letting it hang out. Just let it hang out if you can. Hopefully the person you are having sex with is your partner. If it's not, then shit, they've seen your vagina at this point anyway, so really and truly it shouldn't even matter. I feel like this is all people have been hearing nowadays, right? Wash your hands. I feel like if anyone says it again, but I'm not going to use the C word because I feel like my whole channel will get demonetized if I do, but we know what the dreaded C word is. It's going around right now. We already know what I'm talking about. Wash your hands. But even before that, you're nasty, okay? Clean your fingers, okay? It still is a shock to me that people didn't realize how often we should wash our hands. Like for me, it was just, I get it. Like you go out, you go shopping, and like you come home and you just chill. You should really be washing your hands anyway. But after sex, I know again, it's not something you think of, but your hands hold such a large amount of bacteria, I can't even begin to tell you. And if you really think about it, if we go into depth about sex, let's say you go for round 2 now, you ain't washed your hands, you put your hands on his penis, you put his penis in your mouth. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see why it's important to just keep up, just wash your hands? I don't feel like it's a lot to ask. And don't just use water, we need soap. Okay, and now I'm not a fan of soap in and around your vagina, but I'm a huge fan of soap on your hands. It's a little bit different. You're gonna put it in your mouth, you're gonna put it on your face, you're gonna put it on his dick, he's gonna put it inside of you. Like both of you need to, yeah, you need to wash your hands. Like you're trying to put your fingers inside it. Please tell me why I'm using these two. I'm an amateur. You're trying to put your fingers inside of me and they're not clean? They're the fucking problem. Honey, we got a motherfucking problem. This point is a little bit, I don't want to say deep, but it's a little bit serious. I like to have fun in my videos, but this one's a little bit serious. This is something that I would say to do before sex anyway. This is something I'd say to do even if you're not having sex. From the minute you've had it, even if you haven't had it in like 2 years, this is something I'd highly recommend to do, especially my women. This is like a whole nother video, a whole nother conversation, because I was about to delve into like really deep things to do with like smear tests and stuff, but we're not gonna do that. Get an STD check. It sounds really deep, but it can happen. They come in so many different forms, and a large majority of the time, unless you are super vigilant and in touch with your body, you don't even know you have them. There's so many I can't even begin to name. I will obviously list some of them, but generically speaking, I think it's crucial, just as women and men, to make sure that we keep up to date with our sexual health checks anyway, regardless, period. You can have an STD that can lay dormant for months and months and months and you not even know it's there. It can do things like potentially make you infertile. It can change some of your cells to become cancerous. There are so many things. It can spread. You might even not know you've had it. You're still having sex with other people. It can spread. People can get things like genital warts and herpes and all types of stuff. Just get yourself checked. Now, I know it's a touchy subject, especially if the person you are sleeping with is someone you're in a relationship with, because the last thing you want to do is make the person you're with feel like they're dirty or they're carrying something. It's got nothing to do with them, and actually it's something you both should be doing. Just for your own health, it is very important to make sure that you get your shit checked. Again, even if you haven't had sex for 2 years, get it checked. You just never know. It's worth it, and it's better. For me, prevention is always better than cure. You're better off Can I speak? Okay. You're better off preventing something from happening than having to cure it in the long run, especially if you end up, God forbid, getting something that you actually can't cure. So, can't stress this enough, but please make sure that once you are sexually active, you keep up to date with getting sexual health checks. I don't really know, okay. Say this, right? And I mean this in the least judgmental way. But you're really nasty if you don't change your bed sheets regularly anyway. So I feel like, okay, it's advisable to wash your bed sheets every week. Now, I know for a lot of people, they either wash it every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. I really hope you don't wait a month. I really hope you don't wait a month. But obviously, if you are regularly having sex, I would strongly advise to change your bed sheets weekly if you can. It just prevents the spreading of more bacteria, but also semen dries and it just smells and it just doesn't look good on your sheets. You know? Fun fact that I recently learned, this is not something I grew up knowing, it's actually something I recently learned. Apparently, the most effective way when washing clothes, especially bed sheets, to prevent infection or for infection control as such, is to wash it at 60 degrees Celsius. I typically wash my stuff on that anyway, but I didn't know that this is actually the best way to prevent infection or infection control. This is good to know. Don't quote me on that. I am not some scientist that knows all these things. This is just something that I recently learned. So that's always good to know. Knowledge is power and all that. I think one of my final points, because I think actually the cleanup after sex, not like that in depth, generically speaking. Again, this can easily be like a longer video. So if on this specific topic you guys would like an extended video about what ones to use, how to use them, how they make you feel, sex positions, etc. Sex toys. Cleaning your sex toys. Now, when you typically buy them, they don't exactly come with a manual on how to clean them after. And again, these are things you're going to be putting inside of yourself. So yes, you do need to obviously disinfect them and use soaps, etc. when cleaning them. But what I would suggest is to try and use soaps in the same way that you do when, like I suggested before, when showering, that are maybe not scented, don't have too much perfumes in them, but they're quite clean for your body as well. I've always said that I use things for like children, because I tend to find that children's products don't have all the added perfumes and added extras that are actually damaging for your body. So when cleaning them, I would definitely say to just get like a wet cloth or water or whatever it is and wash them down with body soap, but soap that is definitely going to be good for you when you are then reinserting that bitch. You do not need to be getting an infection for using all these heavily perfumed soaps just so that your dildos smell good and whatnot. Like you don't need to be doing all of that. And on that note, I think I am done. I feel like I have said so much and I am sorry, but I love you guys. I hope this was informative and insightful, but lighthearted. Again, I say this in every video, I am not a gynecologist, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a GP, I am not a medic, I'm not a doctor. These are just things that I've learned about and been informed about from myself, from research, from friends, from family, and actually from my GPs personally too. So I hope this helps some of my lovely ladies out there. I love you guys. I hope you are staying safe and staying blessed, and I will see you in my next video. Love you guys, bye.